Let's get the bishop out. If anything, it's targeting this pawn, but there's a reason behind. And develop the knight, supporting the knight. Hit the bishop. All makes sense at the minute, and it's so tempting to push it. I'm going to hang fire on it. Move the queen. Let's move the bishop. Take the pawn. Move the knight back or defend. Just double the pawns, doesn't it? Bishop can protect and we can push the pawn. Looks a bit ugly, doesn't it? But I think if I bring it back, I'm giving him more power towards our king. So we will push the pawn and support. Just capture in. Bishop is protecting the pawn, the queen's protecting the knight, sorry. Bishop's protecting the knight, queens. So it does double the pawns in a sense, really. It's not going for it, though. We do have a 2-on-1, but he's got the bishop protecting, so we could just hit the bishop now. Just mess the pawns up, though. He sacrifices, boom, queen comes in. Maybe the queen can't get to this spot, so I think we can hit the bishop now. He doesn't want to do that, so I think he's going to sacrifice his knight. He's going to just open up the space in front of the king. So he's got 2 pieces under attack now. So one of them's got to sacrifice, I think. But thankfully the bishop is protecting the square from the queen. He's proposed a take back. I don't know, it could uglify the situation, couldn't it? By doing a sacrifice. It looks like they've left the game. We will check the evaluation afterwards to see what disasters they could have caused us attacking our king area. Let's just start from the top. So bring the knight, bishop out. So fairly okay there. Still advantage at the minute. Smallest. Big advantage for us. We get a pawn. And it's still advantageous for us. Still advantageous. Okay, so it wasn't too bad, but it is saying, yeah, uglifying the situation. The computer's saying, let's get this taken. Obviously we're taking. And it's actually saying bishop g6, so it's not actually taking the pawn with the bishop. Interesting. It's just saying come back here. But wouldn't a human just take that? It's got space around our king. Queen g3. Yeah. Okay. 30 and 0. Sorry, 30 and 5. Second increment. As we mentioned, just training for next week's tournament. I thought it was in 2 weeks, it's next week. brain's been so busy. We've only just registered for the actual tournament, and it is for next week, not 2 weeks. It's a long play game. We'll have 4 games because we've got to buy in round 3. Is that right? Yeah, I think it is. I think I calculated it right again. So it should be fairly interesting. Try and put the stuff together we've been practicing. They're really hot to the trot, aren't they? They're wanting to do this, aren't they? So they can get a fork. That's why they moved quick there. In a long play classical game, you have to be wary of speed. Now this is going to just take this knight off the board. And we will put a check on the king, get the bishop off the board. Boom, boom. Yep, let's just take it. No airs or graces. And we do have time to castle. We're not under any threat at the minute. Can we improve a piece? Maybe just develop the knight out. So they'll be chomping to get the pieces out, get the knight out. Potential for castling. So he's moved the knight, it's gone onto the rim, but don't always think it's dim because it does go on the rim. So it's got access to come in front of our king area. This pawn dropping, queen swinging down. Potential. Let's have a look. Shall we castle? We're not under threat at the minute. Do we develop the queen to hit the king here? I think we'll just get the queen up. It has potential. So he thinks that we're coming here, but obviously we're going to bring the queen and put the check like we planned. I was just going to mention we could also do this, but he's blocked that. Seeing as it looks like we're playing simple potatoes, I think we will just take the queen off the board. And now we can go and castle. I think we're probably castling on the queen side. Does have a lot of pieces on his king side here. But all his pieces are on the other side of the board. This is why I'm kind of plumping for coming on this side. But his bishop's just going to come out and attack. Yeah, I think we're going to castle on the queen side because the pieces are on the other side of the board. Not that we can do anything great about that, but let's get this knight moved so we can start pushing. Oh, and it's actually castled onto into the war zone. Let's push the pawns up. Try and give them something to think about. If we can keep going, he might be able to just block it all off, which he has done with the knight there. We can bring this knight here. We can keep pushing, or we can push this just to stop that. I'm going to push this, and then when we're attempting to do this, takes, knight takes. No, I don't want to give up 2 pawns for the situation. So we'll be looking to try and get doubled here. So they're seeing gold, attacking here, getting the bishop here, attacking the knight type thing. Pawn takes, rook takes. So we can move the knight. Anything else? Right. Different one to there. Nope. Move the knight. Move the knight. Yeah, I think we can move the knight. It's not going to serve any purpose, is it? Coming here, maybe? Coming here? No, it's landing on white squares everywhere, and the bishop's going to have the control. Let's bring the knight across. Might have to bring this rook here to start doing this if we're doing this. If we are focused on that. It looks like the strategical plan of trying to get this pawn to work. Or you can simply just drop this pawn. You can hear me talking, can't you? You can hear me talking. Yeah, they can simply just drop that there, and it kind of negates that. So we can bring our knight here, attacking this pawn. You can simply drop this pawn. So it feels like almost it's like a futile effort now. Could bring this knight here, sink in here, does double the pawns though. And then we're sinking in here a little bit. So there's potential for that. Knight could come here and also sit in this nice square. It's just that it is a white square and the bishop can attack it. But I think we will go with that move, seeing as it doesn't seem to cause too much friction to our forward motion. The rook is down. It knows we can just hit it with this, yeah? I think it's looking for a double on this pawn, but can we not do this type situation? Well, okay, I'm not going to overthink that one because that looked like it's a pretty straightforward attack off the rook. If he's thinking, oh, I'll drop it here so I can get here, knight can take it off the board. It can happen. I've seen worse. So I'm just preparing my mind. No, they'll just go back here. They want to double. We still have the protection with the knight. Got plenty of time, 27 minutes, so we shouldn't be rushing the moves. They've gone all the way back, which is good. That wins us a bit of tempo in terms of developing our pieces. So going to sink the knight in here, like we said. So I think the bishop will not want it in this position because this looks really nice for the... looks nice for the knight because that's a good bishop because his pieces are on dark squares, his pawns. So he really would want to keep that bishop. But if we got to here, then we're attacking two pieces. So he'd have to give the bishop up. In my eyes, that's a very good bishop for them because it's got playability. So, yeah, so he's moved it. So we can still attack the rook. And that's a nice position for the knight. Not only for one move, because the king can actually attack it. And then where does it go? You know, it's not coming here because the bishop will take it. End up coming here, then we're doubling in the pawns. So it can still do this with a fork. So we will get the bishop. So we may as well do that. Because we did say it was a good bishop and it looks like they're giving us it. Before we jump in, does it look any different? I don't think it does. There's nothing major that we're going to do. So we're just going to take with a check on the king. Rook is in the center of the board. No place being there. But we can't take advantage of that situation. Knight can come here now attacking this pawn. But as we said before, this pawn can just come down and defend. And it's like a waste of a move. So there's nowhere else the knight is going to be going if it's sitting there. Let's have a look at the pawns. Everything's even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They've got like a pawn majority-ish in the center. And we've got a pawn majority on the edge here. Idea is to attack their kind of pawn majority if we can, if it's available. But don't overstretch anything. It's weird how my brain's still just focusing on, oh, there's a pawn here, but we just can't do anything with that. Don't want to be pushing because their knight's going to be quick to jump in here. Maybe a small pawn push like this, just as a move. Or do we really want to be focusing more on moving the king off the line, or maybe getting the rook here, type thing? I don't know about that. But I think the king's moving here. I think the king is moving here, yeah. And I'm going to bring the rook behind pawn and see if we can jostle a position. He does have a pawn majority in the centre. We're going to have an isolated pawn if we do push here. But we could bring this pawn into line rather than going for the rook exchange. Because let's have a look at the position if it did happen. Whoa, what's happening? Not that it's going to allow us. Okay, so again, this player is really good at doing the pawn blockers. They're visualizing the attempts that we're attempting to make, but they're just blocking it off. So if we did go here, we have 1, 2, they've got 3, 1, 2, 3. So again, that's not going to be any good. But we could hit this pawn with this pawn. Yep. So if he takes, we take. So rook puts a check on us. We come over to the side. So that could be a situation. Also, the king being here means the knight can come here, attack the pawn. I think we'll do that. And get a bit active before it all starts kicking off. And they have dropped down, which I suppose is okay. We can come here. We can come here as a blocker. Anything else? I think we want to go forward. We could go here. Could go here. Not a fork though. I think I'm plumping more for this one. It's blocking the pawn, but maybe looking to be more of a blocker. If we're going to be hitting this pawn, or just exchanging the rooks off. I think this rook needs to, I'm going to say it's going to come from the back, but he's actually attacking this pawn. So we will bring our rook just to simplify and just bring it here. And then he can lock it in here like he has done. Interesting. So we will do the blocker like we said, but it's also attacking this pawn, which gives us the potential attack of their pawn with the support from the rook and the king. So it looks like the blocker's working at the minute. This knight's going to be chomping at the bit to get out to do something, but it's not defending there. The king is defending. Gives us that time to hit this pawn. Acting as the blocker. There's no forks. I didn't see any forks with the knight. Doesn't have to take, but we'll take, and he takes back, and his pawn's in this position still. Maybe a bit of a touch on there again. But we don't need to move fast. It is a 5-second increment as well, just checking the timestamp. Boom, boom, boom. So pretty interesting. These are the types of endgames I'm really needing to practice, trying to improve as best possible, because as I've mentioned in the early videos, this type of movement understanding in this endgame, it separates the strong players from the really strong players, in a sense, you know what I mean? Yeah, so you've got these really good guys who are really good at, playing in the open. And then you've got, what is the difference between them and the ones that just beat them? Yeah. And it's that slightest of differences. And that's what I've noticed in my games when I've been playing in these open tournaments, is that I get to some nice positions. I'm putting pressure on these players, and they're much higher rated. Forget the numbers at the side of it. We're playing the game. And as humans playing these games, I'm putting some pressure in these games. So I'm feeling really good about that type of thing. But then what is it that just gives them that little bit of an edge? And it's something, obviously, that I don't know about. So I've learnt it, and now I understand it. And I've given all my understandings and my answers about that, and it's now just about applying it in the games. So I know what they know. There's no surprises now. It's just how I actually implement it in the games. Because you can know something, it don't mean that you can do it. It's a matter of, you've got to just apply it. So now for me, there's no more surprises. He's got 2 on there, so if he does take one, we take one. He takes, rook takes. He's looking to try and get his knight to be opposite our king so that he can take, but for now, because our king is here, we could hit his pawn, and he can drop down, but then the knight can't take. Should I be moving my king out of the way of that already? Or should I be pushing the pawn up? I'm going to push the pawn up. I'm pushing the pawn. Push the pawn, push the pawn. Capture. Doesn't capture back, pushes down or something, but it'll get taken, so you may as well capture it. So I'd done the calculation earlier, had the conversation about the knight and the king and stuff, reassessed that it's not really under threat at the minute, but I don't think I like the rook being opposite the king being opposite the rook. But ascertained that, well, if we take here, we can get a bit of a disturbance towards their king area. And that was like a pawn majority side of theirs as well. Still potentially is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and we've got 3. So they're not actually taking. So we take, and then he's on the pawn. We hit, and he's got a passed pawn. This is where the cleverness comes in, isn't it? We hit this pawn. And it takes. We take with a check. He just moves across. Something's not feeling right, is it? Hits. Oh, that's when he goes and hits the knight. Oh, and he's got the king as well. King check. Oh, ho, 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 dude. Oh, you've fallen right into that. Oh. Oh, it's too late. Man, I should have just moved the king, shouldn't I? I shouldn't have bothered doing the pawn. Ah. It's that sort of stuff. That sort of stuff right there. I should have spent a bit more thinking. I was thinking that that was a winner, this pawn pushing up, but now I'm looking at it. Ah. Gutted. Gutted. Yeah, I'm going to have to move the king when he's just getting the pawn, so he'll be a pawn up. That's going to hurt. That's going to hurt. Oh my gosh. Seeing it now, I weren't looking that far ahead at all. I was just focused on, oh, they're going to take, and he's not taken. I'm going to have to move my king, and we're going to be down a pawn. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, sad times. Oh, he's taken with the knight as well. Gee. Right, bounce, bounce. Takes. Yeah, we're down a pawn. It's well juicy pass. Look at that. Damn, and that too linked. I have to take with this one, won't I? Oh, that's not looking good. Oh my gosh. Well, at least try and get these sort of things out of the way. Didn't feel like I was rushing my calculation. Felt fairly relaxed and comfortable. Oh my gosh. Still got the check on me. What's he doing? But he's got more pawns, so he knows I'm going to come here. Or maybe here. Has he got a fork on me? Then he can dive here. And then his rook can come here attacking the king. Oh, Shabba. Come here. Still do the same thing, jumps up. But his rook could come down anyway. But even if we go here, his rook could come down. Okay, let's do this. I think he's jumping here, saying staying tight as anything. Bring the knight, put a check on the king. Don't think there's much for us. We have to hope they make some big, massive mistake. Oh, has he got a fork? I've missed. He's not doing anything that I'm thinking. Oh, he's gone back. Gone back. Rook's wanting to come here. If we go back, he's not going for a draw. He's got +1. Where is he going with this rook? No, he's not going for a draw. It's making me think he's going for a draw. And then I'm going to press it. Oh, okay. Yeah, cheeky. No, it felt like he was going for a draw anyway. But yeah, we messed up somewhere. And quick look at the analysis. Yeah, look at that. It's +2 point something for them. Yeah, positional. Let me just do it from the top. Let's go. Bam, bam, bam. Take a quick look. Well, in fact, we know where we messed up. What are we on about? Yeah, we pushed the pawn up instead of mobilizing the king or whatever, or moving the knight or doing something else other than pushing the pawns up. So that's where we're going to. Because everything else was happy as Larry. Bam, 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 bam. In fact, it looks like the machine's agreeing with us as well. Yeah, draw at the minute. And then, slight advantage there. Wait a minute, let's have a look. Oh yeah, that's the pawn thing we're talking about. Yeah, shouldn't be doing that. Okay, let's just play some chess. Based off our recent experiences and learning, let's just crack on. Let's take this pawn. Let's take the knight. Queen's not landed on anything, has it? No, let's take the knight. And it looks like they're practicing something new here. Let's just bring the bishop out, make space for castle. Well, they've resigned. Special times. Yeah, that's a bit annoying, isn't it? Let's just push through the center. 25 and 5 minutes game. Let's get the knight out. Why didn't I take the pawn? Well, because the queen comes here. Queen comes here, mashes up the pawns, that type of thing. Gets checks on the kings, etc., etc. Let's bring our bishop out. Make space for castling. So this is pretty straightforward. Anything else we need to do? Probably just castle. Knight swinging to the edge. Not sure what that is all about. We could take this pawn with the knight because we've got the queen on their knight. Is that being too fancy? Because if we do, his queen can come here. So it would have been better if this was opened, and then we would get away with it. But I think we might be too slow to the party. Going to try it here. It's just trying to manage this square because we want to take this pawn so the queen can take this knight. I'm just thinking back on it now. Let's see if that wasn't there. If we had taken, it's not forced, so we will take, and we will take the knight. So it's just a fancier way of getting a plus pawn. We are on this pawn. It's nothing clear. There's nothing. It's not winning anything. We're just up a minor piece, a little pawn. Sorry. We are targeting here if they are looking to come and support with the rook. So it could be any of this. I think they may do this, but we can do this. And this pawn is supported. So they are supporting the pawn with the knight. Could jump the knight in here. Well, what is it serving? Could get the bishop attacking their queen, but what is it serving? It's easily dealt with. So obviously he's not wanting to move the rook because we have this. Attack the queen. It's going to end up being draw land, but it does give the knight power to attack this pawn. Could attack the bishop. Just goes back. It's not clear. If we did bring the bishop here and he takes, then we take. We've got 3 pieces on this pawn then. But I think the knight is just going to jump in here and attack this pawn, giving us things to think about, which is a bit annoying, isn't it? We'll go with it anyway, but I think the knight is just jumping in here. We'll have to babysit a pawn with the rook. It's not the way we want to go, but we're hoping they don't bring the knight there when they actually take. And then it gives us the 3 that we're wanting. And I think they just know. They know, don't they? That's why they're doing this. So we do have the bishop being able to take the rook, but we'll move the queen first. But seeing as the seeing stuff, we'll just end up coming back with the queen, taking the... Yep, we could still continue with this and still have 2 pieces attacking here. Rather than bringing the queen back. I'm going to continue with the attacking the king area twice. And it was always coming down for this pawn anyway. Is there anything else? Get the knight up. Hitting the king. That's a bad position for them. So I think we'll jump in here. Get the knight in here. And then that's like a mate threat. Because we've got the support with the rook. But I think the knight's just going to take the knight off the board to circumvent that. So we do have double pawns, but they'll still be doubled anyway, so we may as well take. So still maintaining some type of... But I think there's an exchange going. Oh, he's not doing the exchange. Just keep the diagonal then. Queen is down, attacking this pawn. Our queen is defending that pawn. Can this rook do anything? Get a 3 on there. I'm going to jump it in here. It's on a dark square. The bishop's not going to be able to touch it. See if we could get 3 pieces onto this pawn. Seems like a relentless attack that we've got going on. We're trying to build something, but they keep on blocking. We didn't want that, did we? Takes. Yeah, we're going to lose the pawn now, aren't we? Carry on with the doubling. Bishop takes. Doubles. But protects itself. I think we're going to have to do that. Going to have to do that. Just maintain the pressure towards the king. And just take this. Because if he doesn't take and we got lucky and could take here, then he takes, then we've got 3 pieces against and it's going to be a mate. So they have to take. Oh, they pushed the pawn down and the queen's defending. Yeah, buddy boy. Winning. So he has captured. Queen's coming down, attacking the weak pawn here. Whilst it's attacking weak pawns, is there anything we can do? We can push just to defend. It's going to push just to defend. It's making space as well for his pawns coming down, attacking. But this pawn's got no protection. This pawn's got no protection. They're all going to fall. Just move to the side, but he's not hitting anything that's not got any protection. He's coming around the back maybe for this pawn. So whilst he's coming around the back, can we fashion? If we take, his rook takes, king takes, queen takes with a check. Yeah, but we've lost 2 rooks there, haven't we? Boom, 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 boom. No, it's not worth it, I don't think. So close around his king area, but I'm going to have to try and do something. Let's do this with the pawns. Coming down for these pawns, we may just resign ourselves to the fact that the queen's going greedy munching. Yeah, and we're just going to continue hitting the king area. I don't want to have wasted all this movement towards the king. We've got 2 rooks and the queen. We must surely be able to do something here whilst he's greedy munching, gobbling all these pawns. Yeah, let's just grab. There must be something. Must be. Anything, anything, anything. And it's not looking too clear, is it, at the minute? Boom. Same thing. Bang, 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 bang. Okay, so he's on the pawn. Rook takes. Pawn takes. Queen takes. Could get a draw. I could work with that. I can work with that. I can definitely work with that. Knowing how to draw is a skill in its own right. Does it look any different? No, he's got the support of his rook, so definitely draw, draw, draw. Excellent. Yeah, that's pleasing to the eye. and there's no time frame in which the rook can come around. Attack, takes. No, because this pawn will go past, so it's a draw. Now let's have a look at the tail of the tape. Oh, it's not moving from that spot. It's a draw. Nice one. Oof.